Welcome in everybody to the TK Pod. My name is Tyler Kluver. I was once a Division I football player. I am now a podcaster, fitness coach, and CrossFit athlete, doing all of that as a husband and father of two. This show is an audio journal, a spot for me to vent or ramble about thoughts I have relating to fitness and health, my personal competitive aspirations, business, entrepreneurship, and more. I hope that each show can provide one small bit of value for you, the listener. Regardless, I'm glad you're here. Let's have a day. Let's go. And we're back. We do another. We come back and we hit another of the TK Pod. Last week I was hyping up, we're going to be on this Monday recording schedule. And here I am, Wednesday, right on time. No earlier. And the reason for that was because Monday was Labor Day. Ironically named because we don't do labor. Culturally, we take the labor off. We celebrate labor. If we celebrate people being able to labor, I don't know. Bad American. Don't know what it is. Really, couldn't tell you. So I didn't do anything. Family day, hung out, kids were home, good times. Came back yesterday. When you don't work on a Monday, Monday stuff gets pushed to Tuesday. Tuesday gets filled up. No time for the TK Pod. Here we are. Wednesday at 12:15 p.m. just afternoon. Gonna hit my workout here in literally right after I get off this podcast. This podcast is gonna be short. No big topic, no big wisdom that I'm gonna try and give you today. A couple things I want to touch on, maybe pull a nugget or two, and there's a yawn, which means everything's going swimmingly. I will say this: business is booming relative to who is, the attention and the downloads, the views that we're getting on the Iowa Hawkeye coverage and washed up walk-on stuff that we do. It's very exciting to get into and be full swing the season. Hawks are 1-0. Listenership and numbies, as we call them, will ebb and flow with how the team does, the performance of the team. But right now, we are looking good. We have pulled the washed up walk-ons up. Certainly, that sounds a little dramatic. We weren't drowning or anything. But as far as all-time numbers, 2021 was a very big year. The Hawks were ranked second in the country at one point, undefeated, 6-0, just beat Penn State in a top 5 matchup at home. And as far as viewership numbers, listening, downloads to our show, our podcast, which ultimately is what drives revenue and our ability to continue to do it, we were at all-time highs, easily clearing 100,000 downloads or listens per month, views. And we were just rolling on that momentum. And 22, 23, and then last year in 24. 24 was a small improvement, although those years, numbers-wise, we took a dip from that 2021. Steadied out. We have a really nice solid floor of very viable advertising numbers that we can sell to companies and continue to do things. But you're always trying to get better. You're always trying to grow and get more people to consume your stuff. And we have been able to do that through a couple different avenues. Mostly the fact that we've really hammered on our YouTube channel, and we've hammered on, this recently, just literally last week, we started live streaming 2 of our shows, the weekly preview and recap episodes, which are kind of part of the main line of our podcast episodes that come out. So, you add the streaming numbers in there, and then you get the post-production consumption as well, and those numbers get a little bit of a bump, more YouTube viewers, and we're gonna be coming close to that 100K mark again, hopefully surpassing it, which is really, really exciting. Um, Kind of a fun conversation to have as far as, and we could dive deeper eventually, but, we've been doing the walk-on thing now for 8 years, and there's been a lot of evolution to that. There's been a lot of different things that we focused on in different seasons. You're basically always trying to tinker and put more effort into this, put more effort into that, grow this platform, grow this distribution channel, and I think I think the results right now speak for themselves in that we've figured some stuff out. Obviously, growing the YouTube side of things is huge. The visual component, people consuming it in video form, is big. The streaming portion of it is huge. You can literally join live and watch the show happen as it happens live, and you can participate. And then obviously just the audio platform as well. It's exciting stuff. It's my livelihood, and so at this point, it is everything for me to figure that out and continue to figure it out as it changes and flows. Because if I want to be able to continue to make a living doing it, we have to continue to find ways to make people get people to listen and watch our stuff. And so that is the business side of what I do right now. I do a podcast and it goes out as a YouTube show as well. And my entire focus is on how can we get people and how many people can we get to consume those episodes. It's fun. It's different. Never thought I would be doing it, and we're doing it well enough for now. So that's sort of the update on the personal side of things. Last week I lied to you. I said that there would not be disc golf last week because we were going to Fry Fest, which is a Iowa Hawkeye celebration the day before the first game in Iowa City. That was a success. Set up this backdrop, had some merch going on at the trade show there. Sold $2,000 worth of merchandise, got the brand and the podcast in front of a bunch of new people, got to shake some hands, have some conversations. Really just one of those brand outreach things where you're just trying to get eyes on who you are, and I think that was successful. As well as, making a few other connections, being on local TV, got to talk with athletic director Beth Getz of Iowa, several other figures that mean something in that community. So just staying, it sounds bad, but staying relevant, continuing to be someone who people know and respect and are aware of. And I think that we did a good job, and I think that was worth it. On the other side of things, like I said, that's usually our disc golf day, and I decided Thursday that I actually had some time. I had done my run in the morning when it was cooler, little zone 2 that morning, and said, "Fuck it. Why don't we just go play? Why don't we just go rip?" It was a beautiful day out, no wind, like 78, 80 degrees out on Thursday afternoon. I had finished a lot of the work that I had to do. So I was like, hey, I can't play Friday. Why not play Thursday? We went out to Centennial. We ripped around. We did not score it. We did not score the round. It was simply a get out and throw, and just, do whatever I wanted. If I wanted to take 2 shots, I'd take 2 shots. If I wanted to putt a few extra times, if I wanted to play a play or two in the middle of a hole, I'd do it. Right. If I wanted to adjust a lie or whatever, I would do it. Throw a forehand and a backhand drive, I'd do it. Take the better one. No pressure, no rules. Just go out, get back in the flow, feel the forehand, feel the backhand. And man, it's crazy how when you don't play, but you've played consistently for some amount of time in the last few years, like that base level of skill and abilities kind of sticks around. It doesn't take very long to go out and 2 or 3 holes in, you feel pretty good. You feel pretty much back to where you were. So that's exciting because obviously I want to continue to play here over the next 2 to 3 months, courses around the Des Moines area. And I'd like to play well and potentially play as well as I ever have after, a month or two of really grinding it out. continue to get better as a hobby. And I think I laid the first groundwork of that, and it was sort of unexpected. Again, I didn't expect to play last week. So this week, in 2 days on Friday, I will go somewhere, probably, very likely, and play disc golf. I'll either go back to Centennial across the street and score around there for my actual first scored whole round of the season, or I'll go somewhere else. We'll see. Um, so that's fun. We actually get to play a little disc golf now. On the personal training side of things, again, I am it feels very week to week in my brain because I get different motivations at different times. I do not plan on doing any qualifiers officially, any qualifiers or signing up for any competitions this year, or at least the rest of 2025. Baby boy just turned 3 months old. I was going to say 3 years old. That'd be crazy. 3 months old. We are just now getting into a rhythm with the school year, and he's starting to sleep through the night, and everything is starting to even out. And if I'm being honest, right now, exercise wise, I took such a step back from the peak shape that I was in earlier this April, right before I got injured, before the in affiliate semifinals for CrossFit. I've taken such a step back from that part of my exercise life in multiple ways, just how conditioned I was. I'm actually probably stronger than I was then, but my conditioning, my volume, um, my weekly volume, excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. Hold on a second. I guess that's going to just either be there or it's going to happen. I don't know. Um, I was probably training in a lead up to that semifinal period. I was probably training 15 to 20 hours a week, somewhere in there. I was definitely training 15 to 20 hours a week. Um, then baby boy is born in June, and June, July, August, I basically trained, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours a week, less than half of where I was at. I took, I almost completely stopped doing zone two. And in addition to that, not only was I no longer doing 2 hours worth of zone two a week or 2 to 3 hours worth of zone two, pure biking, I stopped doing a lot of the Metcons too. A lot of what I was doing was just pure lifting work, Olympic lifting, squatting, just getting in good lifting, and occasionally some very short metcons or skill pieces that were not very intense aerobically. And so my cardio has drastically decreased. I would call it like a full. I mean, it's probably the worst shape I've been in 2 years. Um, Physically, I've put on about 5 to 7 pounds of eh, weight, maybe half muscle, half fat. Since that time, I was right around 200 during the spring. I'm currently like 206, 207, and you can tell. Saw my face on a TV interview I did last night. Looked fat. Love that. So I'm a little fluffier. I'm not in game shape right now. I'm not in fighting shape. And I knew that that's where things were going. I knew that that was part of the deal when I took 2 to 3 months off and just kinda chilled this summer. Um, I would love to be back in fighting shape. Mentally, I'm just now, over the last 3 to 4 weeks, creeping into the mindset of a little bit more volume, a little bit more intensity, a little bit more drive to shred down a little bit, get leaner, get more conditioned. Like, it's the drive is just not there. And I think there's a lot of reasons for that, but a lot of it is just being a dad of 2 now. I hate to admit it, but I think what is happening is in the if there's 100 notches, if you're 0 to 100, um, there's 0 to 100 levels of engagement and motivation and desire to be a CrossFit athlete and pursue being a competitive fitness racer or whatever you want to call it. You're in the competitive fitness space, and I was at 90 right before. I wasn't at in 95 or 100 like the games athletes, but I was 90, 92, low 90s as far as how many levels deep I was into that. I think right now, mentally, I've stepped back towards the 70s, right? I've just taken a step back. And as much as I want to be that person, in my head, the actual motivation to put in the time right now and exhaust the physical energy isn't there. And I can't lie to myself that it is. Even though I would like it to be, it's not. And so there's a lot of days right now where I'm like, fuck, I am tired. I still train almost every day. I can't go and do the pieces right now because I just don't have the motivation to. And oftentimes I don't have the energy. And I understand that that will get better as baby boy starts to grow up and becomes, we get into a little bit more of a rhythm. We come out of that newborn stage. A lot of it is due to the parenting and the birth of child number two. Um, but I have to let that happen as it happens, right? I can't force that. And the more you try to force it, the worse you feel, um, physically and mentally. Because you start placing expectations on workouts or different lifts or different times that you're trying to hit on certain things, and you haven't put in the work, that there's no reason that you should be as good as you were, but because you're going in with the expectation that you should be, then you feel shitty about it. And so that's where I've been the last month, but really a lot of this last 2 to 3 months, basically since the kid's been born. So that's been tough, that's been a struggle, and I've had to literally tell myself, "You cannot compete this fall." 1, I'm just not physically there, like, I am physically not able to do and be worth anything in a qualifier. I won't place well, I won't do well to the relative to the field, and that's okay because I haven't put in that work. But there's no reason to put myself under that stress by signing up officially and doing them. A lot of those qualifiers, the Wadapalooza ones, the Fittest of the Coast ones, anything else that pops up that looks fun, I might do them as a gauge of my fitness, as a, "Hey, what can I do in this piece relative to the field?" I'll take a look at the leaderboard unofficially, but I can't commit to being anything of actual competitor right now, and I'm okay with that. It's taken a while, but I'm okay with that. It takes the pressure off of me. It takes the guardrails off of me. Like, hey, you have to be this by this date. If there is still any sort of looming date right now, it's pretty much just the CrossFit Open of next year. And as it stands, that's at the end of February. So I have September, these last 4 months of the year, plus basically the first 2 months of next year. I've got a full 6 months, half of a year to get in shape for the next time that I think I might compete. And that's where we're at. I'm still there lifting wise. I am currently doing basically lifting Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. I'm doing an occasional Metcon or occasional skill piece. I'm doing a mile run program, trying to PR my mile run on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursdays. And then on Saturday at the end of the lifting, I will throw on a Metcon if I have time. That is sort of what my working out looks like right now. Still 7 days a week. The shortest that I'm ever in the gym is about an hour. I'm still getting an hour to 90 minutes. Hell, I was in there 2 hours the other day, and a lot of it's just because I'm slow. So my volume has started to increase. Um, Yesterday I did a cluster double clean and jerk at 305. Could have done 315. So we are still strong. We're still capable. The battery, the engine, the conditioning is just not there right now. And I plan on getting it there, but it's going to be slow and gradual. And that's where we're at. So that's an update on my life. Another TK pod in the books. Never know what you're going to get here. Excited to update you guys on the first officially scored round of the year disc golf wise, and we'll be back next Wednesday. We'll see you then.